Hi, welcome to Talk Back Live, a show that gets you involved in live conversation and sports with Brian Camp on Sports Update, bringing you the latest developments in today's world of sports. And now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Oh, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant night to each and every one of you in your different time zones around the world and across the country. Here we are. It's a Thursday. It's Thursday night right here on the East Coast. It's 5 p.m. on the West Coast. It's 1 a.m. on a Friday in London, and it's 9 a.m. in Tokyo, Japan. Hi, everybody. My name is Frank Allan. Welcome to another edition of Talk Back Live. We're coming to you live directly from New York. That's where we originate. And we come to you, we're all over the world, we're global. So anywhere you go around the world, we're right there with you. All you have to do is tune in. If you're here for the very first time, we thank you so much for joining us and make it your weekly habit to come with us. Let me explain to you how it goes here for you first timers. Now we come here at this time each week, whatever your time zone is. Here it's 8 o'clock at night, okay? But whatever your time zone is, that's when we come on the air with you. And we involve you in conversation. That means you could talk to us live. That's why the show is called Talk Back Live. All you have to do if you want to make any comments, just talk, conversation, join in. All you have to do is just type it right in there. I will see you right there on the big screen. I will answer all of your thoughts and ideas, and we'll just exchange, free exchange conversation. That's all. For those of you who have been with us for the first time, or I should say for all of this time with us, or you already know the protocol, and we want you to help me welcome the new people who come in. So I want to thank you so much for being along with us. Now, we come to you from 3 different sources. We're live on Facebook, we're on YouTube as well, and we're live on Instagram. They're watching us right now, and you can be part of it. Just stay right with us. So we want to say hi to all of you guys who are watching. If you happen to be watching us on Facebook, you can do this for me right now. Tag all of your friends. You can tag this show right now. It's simple. Just tag this show to your friends, to all of the friends you know, all that may be interested, and they will come in and they'll see you, they'll see me, they'll see others here. And if they like what they see, they'll probably come back again and again, like yourself. And those of you who are watching us on YouTube, we invite you to go to our YouTube channel and click that little red button there. That's our subscription button. You subscribe to us, no fees, no nothing. It's free. Just click it on and you will be a full-fledged member. And all you have to do is realize is that every time we come on live, or if we post so much as a video, you'll get notification providing you're online to see it. And you can go directly right to the site right there. So it's always a reminder for you. And those of you who are watching us on Instagram, all you have to do is just follow us each week. Just follow us each week. It's all you have to do. Oh, here we are. Here we are. And another weekend is coming upon us. We have one more day at the grind for a lot of you people. Now, a lot of you people may be into your Friday already. All right. And a lot of you people may be just getting up and getting ready to go to work for your Friday. And if you're there already and you're watching us right there on the screen, on your computer screen, we want you to stay with us for the entire hour and just relax and sit back and relax. We have a lot of things coming along. We're going to do the usual things too. We got sports coming up just a few minutes from now. In this particular half hour, Brian Camp, and we're gonna link up with him from Charlotte, North Carolina. He will be here with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. I'm sure he has a lot of news. We'll also talk about the Yankees and the Mets because, you know, they're all doing good and all first place in their league. And we're just, because personally, I'm waiting around to see if they can both hit the World Series. I'm rooting for the Mets this time around and the Yankees as well. So, because I want to see them, because can you imagine, those of you who live in New York, that town, money will be floating all over the place. It's good for the economy. It'll generate a lot of money for the city, as all World Series do when they go from one city wherever they're playing, right? You know, they generate a lot of money. So we hope that that happens. I haven't seen a World Series in a little while, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Football season is coming along. Brian is going to talk about all of that. That's going to talk about all of that right during the show. So thank you so much. And wouldn't you know it? And I just have to say this, that we are in the midst of Hispanic Heritage Month. And a lot of celebrations are going to be going on. A lot of people are going to be doing a lot of celebrations and just showing that pride that comes down. So it's all this month. And we're sharing all of the best wishes as well. We go to the museums and all of the things. I'm pretty sure a lot of street fairs are coming along. So wherever you are, summer is officially over, but the weather kind of lingers. Here in New York, it's been pretty nice, but we're gonna get a little chill in the air tomorrow, you know. But listen, you savor the moment, because some places the weather is still warm. And so you want to savor the moment. And that's why they may have these street fairs for Hispanic Heritage Month. And they use the outdoor activities for all of that. And we hope that the weather is good enough, warm enough to do that, because everyone is savoring the moment. They're waiting. They just want to get in their hits, their digs, right? Dig right in there before the weather gets cold. And the weather will get cold. Boy, I can't say I'm ready and willing and able to do it, but I live in an area where it's 4 seasons. So I have no choice. But I'm not a wintertime kind of a guy. I'm a summertime, springtime kind of a guy. The weather is nice, beaches, outdoor activity. That's the kind of guy I am. But, if you live in a 4 seasons area, you have to take the bitter with the sweet. So that's what's happening. Listen, I want to remind you that, guys, that this is the flu season as well. So those of you who haven't gotten your flu shots, they are available, and you can go and get them right now at your famous pharmacists. They're all there, and they could tell you where to go. Maybe your doctor, your personal doctor has a supply, and you can take it there. But make sure you get it, because the flu season with everything coming along too. And speaking of the vaccines, you also have the updated version of the COVID-19 vaccination, which, by the way, I took mine already. I took mine Tuesday. So and not in conjunction with the flu, because I think I took the flu vaccination like maybe a week before that, a little more a week before that. And then just Tuesday, I took the COVID, the updated COVID. And so I guess I'm all set. I guess you could say I'm all set and raring to go, and I advise you to do the same thing too. What kind of people in some places are getting back to the norm? They lifted a lot of mandates here in New York. As I mentioned last night, if you go on the buses and subways, the mandates are no longer issued for the buses and subways. So people, they don't wear their mask. But then on the other hand, there are some people who are not ready to join that club yet, and they continue to wear that mask because what they're saying that it's the mandation of the mask. You don't have to wear the mask, but we highly recommend it. All right, now I got to get a handle. I got to get a grip on that one. If the mandation is over, they squashed it, but they still recommend strongly. They say strongly that you wear your mask. And why lift the mandates? Anyway, that's the way it is right now. And if you're traveling on flights, I think most airlines, right, they lifted their mandates. And so a lot of the mandates that were fully in effect at one time or another, they're kind of dropping them all, and you see a little bit of normalcy going on around, and it's getting better and better. We hope it gets better and better, but just use your common sense. Even though those mandates are not in effect anymore, use your common sense. If you feel that you still want to go along with the idea of the mask, no one is going to, critique you for that, or make fun of you or anything. It's just that some people just rather go on with it. I'm one of them. I'm a little lenient on certain things, like if I walk through terminals, I will wear the mask. On the bus, on the subway, things are secluded, I wear a mask. When I get outside, I take the mask off and put it in my pocket until I have to go inside. And most of the stores, most of the merchants, by the way, are lifting the mandates. People are going to pizza shops. People are not wearing masks. Some are, some not, so you have to kind of like feel it out for yourself. But the most important thing is to make sure that you're upgraded on your vaccinations, all right? And those of you who haven't been vaccinated at all, well, You know, it's not too late. It's never too late. It's never too late, you know, but that would be up to you. And those of you who are vaccinated fully, make sure that you keep up with all of the vaccinations. You know, you got this far and you want to go further. And so there you go. So yes, winter is coming up. Cold weather is upon us, will be, and people will be outdoors trying to warm up, find different places to go. It's the hot chocolate season, the hot soup season. It's all on its way. Can't wait. Anyway, you're just joining us, and the name of the show is called Talk Back Live. It's now 10 minutes past the hour. And those of you just joining us for the first time, once again, you're watching us in 3 different places. We're on Facebook Live, we're on YouTube and Instagram as well, Instagram Live. And I see a lot of people who are sitting idle on Facebook and on Instagram too. And that's okay too, because a lot of people prefer not to be involved. But that's okay. As long as you're out there, that is great. So there you, that's what it is for today. Now, I want to tell you that all of the thoughts and the ideas, all of the views and opinions that we express on this show, Talk Back Live, does not necessarily reflect the view or the expressions or whatever we say on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Zoom, or any other broadcasting facility. All right, we're all on our own. We take care of our own business right here. That's what it is. Okay, now you know that, getting back to the virus, you know that this new vaccine, this new upgraded vaccine is taking care of what they have, the BA.5 variant. That's the BA.5 variant. Now, we don't know, they're talking about, they're expecting another surge, being that the weather's going to get more colder, it's chillier, and they're expecting more surges. So that's why it's always safe to get out there and get vaccinated and you know, just do the right thing. And take your vitamins A, B, C, and whatever they have, all things that you know to keep the body in shape, because as you get older, the immune system kind of breaks down. So you want to keep building it up, you know, and people do it differently. Some people do it by way of vitamin pills, and some people do it naturally, which the way I like to do it through foods. I take vitamin pills once in a while, but not that often. But I like to do it naturally. And any way you can do it, as long as you're feeling good, any way you can do it, that would be great. And so that's where it's going to take us. Later on in the program also, I have what we call This Day in History. I want to run down what's happening in this day in history. I got a long list of things that what happened on this day. I have that coming up for you. And later on, before the show is over as well, I will give you the information on the movies. You know, those Turner Classic movies, those black and whites that you love so much. Well, I will convey some of those to you so you could have something to watch as you catch up on your movies. I just like to add on to them. You can catch up on all of those movies you haven't seen in a long time. And then everybody will be happy, because everybody has different things they like to do on the weekend. But if catching up on movies is one of your things, then I'm your man to help you out with that too. Help you get along with that. We'll tell you more about that later, and that's coming up. It's now 13 minutes, coming up to 14 minutes past the hour. And we are just moving right along. And let's continue elevating our prayers up to the people, because that war is still going on. You already know that. That war is still going on. The Russians and the Ukrainians, they're still out there. They're still out there battling, fighting, and trying to see, I don't know, this is a case of who made the best country win. You know, what are we fighting for anyway? You know, all the wars that we've seen throughout the years. I've never seen World War I. I've never seen World War II. But I've seen the Vietnam War, and I've seen the other wars that follow that. Now we're into this war. You know, what are we fighting for, right? But that's the way it is. That's the way it is. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if there's a way that you'd like to get in touch with me personally, I have an email address and a telephone number that you could use. in case you don't want to talk live and you want to make some comment about the show or have any questions about the show, we'd be glad to relay that to you. And you want to get in contact with me, I have an email address and a telephone number, and all you have to do is just follow suit. Email address is frankallanprod@aol.com. Frank Allan, Allan is spelled A-L-L-A-N, prod is P-R-O-D, that's short for productions. frankallanprod@aol.com. That's frankallanprod@aol.com. Or you could simply call us. Telephone number is 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. What do you say now? We go over and link over to Charlotte, North Carolina. Brian Camp is eager to go. He's ready, he's willing, he's able. He has the latest developments in today's world of sports. You got a lot of good news for us?
Well, I don't know if they're good news for me or for anybody else, but maybe not so good news for you. But you know, if you talk about Aaron Judge, now he's been up twice. He walked twice. He didn't hit that historic 61st home run yet. But eventually it will come. It may not even happen this weekend. It could, because they're playing the Red Sox. The Red Sox and Yankees don't like one another. Red Sox probably won't even pitch to him. So that's how I look at it. But right now, he's been up twice. He walked twice, and but I believe the game is scoreless. Nobody scored yet, and next home run he hit before the year's out would be number 61. That will tie the American League home run hitting champion of 61. That will tie Roger Maris, another Yankee player who did it back in 1961. That was many years ago. So what they do on Fox Sports, they are, every time he comes up, they are switching it over to him over in these parts of the country. New York probably have the game live and everything. So that's where we are at right now. But good evening to you, to everybody else. It is 77 degrees out here in the Queen City of Charlotte, North Carolina. A lot of stuff has been happening this week. There's been a lot of touchy issues, a lot of touchy things has been occurring. And let me get right to it. As you know, today, you probably heard about it, Boston coach Ime Udoka is facing a season-long suspension to coach. Why, you ask? Well, if you don't know by now, he broke policy rules. There's a policy about employees engaging in improper relationships with a woman. Now, he is the coach of the Boston Celtics. Udoka is also not married, but he's the lover of actress Nia Long. Nia Long, they have a son together. They've been together for a long time. And so it was an improper, sensuous relationship. So when that means sensuous, they both agreed. It wasn't nothing fishy going on, but they broke policy rules. You cannot have that in a workplace. But there's a lot of mixed emotions. Why are you fining him? You know, he might be suspended for a year. It's okay to fine him, but to suspend him, you're either gonna fire him or you're gonna let him coach. So that's where we stand. A decision is due any moment. It was this happened early today. The news broke, so that's where we stand. Continuing the NBA. It's another touchy situation. Minnesota Timberwolves guard Anthony Edwards was fined $40,000. $40,000 for using an offensive, derogatory language on social media. Edwards made an anti-gay comment while observing a group of people standing on a sidewalk during a video posted on his Instagram story last week. Now, the video has been deleted, and Edwards acknowledged that his actions was inappropriate. Can't say that. And yes, if you caught on social media, like some of us been caught on social media saying some things, you could be in Facebook jail or whatever jail that they have. In this case, he was fined by his employer, the Minnesota Timberwolves, who is also with the NBA. So he's fined $40,000. That's a hefty fine for making those anti-gay comments. And so he's going to have to come out the pocket. Sticking to basketball, Boston Celtics, back to the Celtics, have decided to paint Bill Russell #6 on the free throw lanes on their parquet floor as part of a season-long tribute planned for the Hall of Famer. Now, the team has said it will honor Russell in other ways this season, including 2 nights in his honor. First one would be October 18th, the season opener, and one on February 12th, which is his birthday, I believe, which, yeah, it is his birthday. It would have been his 89th birthday on that day. So they're gonna celebrate him twice. The Celtics will also wear a special Russell theme, like a patch on his jersey or on their jersey for some of their games, and they will have something to do in their regular season uniforms to honor him. So that's a great gesture by the Boston Celtics to remember the great Bill Russell. So a lot of NBA stuff. The season hasn't started yet, but they're going to have training coming up this week, I believe, or early next week. So, National Football League, 6-time All-Pro offensive lineman Joe Thomas, shutdown cornerback Darrell Revis, and speedy pass rusher Dwight Freely headlined the list of 9 first-year eligible players picked among the 129 nominees for the 2023 class of Pro Football Hall of Fame, which is in Canton, Ohio. The other first-year eligibilities are running back Chris Johnson, offensive lineman Jahari Evans, linebacker Navarro Bowman, and James Harrison, and defensive back Cam Chancellor and punter Shane Lecture. These are all first-year eligibilities. So soon they will be in the Hall of Fame. So congratulations. A fan was arrested, allegedly, for throwing a bottle of water at the Cleveland Browns owner, Jimmy Haslam, last Sunday's game versus the Jets. Now, the person was Jeffrey Miller, who's 51, was arrested on complaints of assault, failure to comply with lawful order, and disorderly conduct. The Browns are planning to ban Miller from returning to First Energy Stadium. That's where they play their home games. Baseball. I tell you, got a lot of sports today, this week. Buster Posey, who won 3 World Series titles as a catcher during his 12-year career with the San Francisco Giants, that's my team, will become first former player to join a team ownership group. Also, some sad news, Los Angeles Dodgers shortstop great Maury Wills, National League MVP in 1962, died at the age of 89. Wills was also known for his base stealing ability and became the first player to steal more than 100 bases. And so our prayers and thoughts to him and his family. Got some other news on some COVID stuff in the country of Canada. Excuse me. Canada reported that they would what they're going to do is that they're going to lift the vaccine requirements for people entering the country. It's a move that would impact unvaccinated professional athletes. Currently, the government requires a person who have received a second COVID-19 dose for at least 14 days before entry, and they would change them depending on a final sign-off from Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. So he's going to sign that eventually. So now Canada will lift their requirements for the vaccination. This day in sports, September 22nd, 1911, Boston Rustlers Hall of Fame Cy Young beats the Pittsburgh Pirates 1-0 at Ford Fields for his final victory of 511 victories. That's what he retired with. That's more wins than any other pitcher in the history of sports. 1912, Philadelphia Phillies second baseman Eddie Collins becomes the only player in Major League Baseball history to steal 6 bases in one game for a second time. So he did it twice, not once, but he did it twice. 1957, Duke Snyder hits his 39th and 40th home runs as his last hit at Ebbets Field. 1966. Only 413 fans showed up at Yankee Stadium. That must have was a cold day because everybody comes out to Yankee Stadium. 1969, San Francisco Giants Willie Mays becomes the second player to hit 600 home runs. Also, 300 steals and 2,000 hits. Joining R.J. Dawson, who did that too. 1991, Miami Dolphins Don Shula scores his 300th career victory as an NFL coach in a victory. 1993, Nolan Ryan, 46, pitches his last game. In 2004, San Francisco Barry Bonds was intentionally walked 4 times in a 9-inning game for the second time. He did this May 4th, also that year of 2004. Birthdays. Tommy Lasorda, Hall of Fame manager, born in Morristown, Pennsylvania. 1942, David Stone, the late NBA commissioner, was born in New York City, New York. And in 1949, Harold Carmichael, NFL wide receiver, was born in Jacksonville, Florida. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sports.
And the Yankees are still there at Yankee Stadium. There's no score still, and they're at the top of the 5th inning. That's just an update. I kind of took a peek at that while you were doing your thing over there.
Okay.
I am going to send Tommy Lasorda a little birthday gift. I don't know if you ever heard this. You're a baseball fan. You're a sports fan. The conversations that he had in that dugout back in, I can't remember what year it was, but he was in the dugout. Boy, he was just cursing up a storm. I got audio of him, of Tommy Lasorda.
Oh yeah, he had a mouth on him. Yes.
Yeah. So
I'm
thinking about sending him a copy of that.
Well, he's no longer alive, so I don't think that's possible. But
yeah, well, I sent it to his family. Yeah. I want to also pay homage to Maury Wills. I remember Maury Wills wasn't a pretty tall guy, was he?
No, he wasn't. He was a short guy, kind of thin, but he was fast. He was a fast baseball player.
Yeah, and back in those days when they used shortstops, they were mostly short. Now today they don't care.
Yeah.
They got tall shortstops now. Like Derek Jeter is 6'2", 6'3", or 6'4", something like that.
6'4", yeah.
Yeah, and so baseball changed a lot. I want to talk about. I understand that the Yankee fans, I adore them because I'm one of you guys. But between the Yankee fans and the news media, take the pressure, man. Leave Aaron alone. Don't pressure him. He's going to get it. He's going to get there. This every time I turn each week, like last night, they said, well, he didn't come through last night. Come on, give the guy a break. They were looking forward to him hitting 2 home runs that night to tie Ruth's record and to tie Maris' record.
Well, that comes with the territory of being a great player. You're going to get this. Could you imagine what Hank Aaron went through when he tried to hit his 715?
Yeah.
The media is going to follow you around.
Yeah. And when back in 1961, when Roger Maris hit broke his record, tied his, he tied it. Yeah. He broke it. 60.
He broke Babe Ruth's record. Yeah.
61 home run in 1961. He was under a lot of stress. His hair was falling out.
Yeah.
Which that depiction is on that movie 61.
Yeah.
But I don't want to see. But it's a lucky thing that Aaron's Judge is a strong guy. This is not really getting to him. It's like, I'll take it. Whenever I do it, I'll do it. But we all know he's going to do it. The only thing I care about is that the Yankees are winning.
That's it.
Whenever Aaron Judge decides, or whenever he can, to hit that next home run, and maybe he'll do it tonight. People are looking forward. That's why they jam packed Yankee Stadium. When he hit that home run last night, people were filing out of the stadium.
Yeah. Well, you know what it is. In order, when you get the New York press around you each and every day, especially for something like this, it's a lot of pressure. Is no doubt it is a lot of pressure, and that comes with the territory.
Yeah.
If you was in another city, another state, you probably won't get that much attention. But you're talking about New York City.
Yeah.
It's the mecca of all medias in the world. New York is a big town, and good old Blue Eyes Frank Sinatra says, if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere.
Well, I guess I was just feeling bad for him because, I saw Roger Maris go through that.
Yeah.
I don't want to see, Aaron Judge go through that. But he's going to listen. He's going to do it. Now, if he doesn't do it by the end of the season, eventually he's going to do it because he's coming back next year.
Yeah.
But it was a good thing that when he hit that home run to tie Babe Ruth's record, he hit it way out there, and it was a good thing of this kid. And I'm only mentioning him for two reasons. Number one, he's a New York City boy who went to City College, my alma mater. He's a baseball player. His name is Michael Kessler. Michael Kessler, who caught the ball and returned it. He returned it to Aaron Judge.
Yeah. He said that he said it really belongs to him, to Aaron Judge. So that's why he gave it to him. If it was me, I would do the same thing. The only thing I want in return is just a picture of me and the player. That's it.
Yeah, and that's what he got. Yeah, I would have returned it too. As a matter of fact, any kind of, like, if I'm in a baseball stadium and if I never really caught a ball, ball was never hit to me. But if I ever did, even if it was just like a mediocre home run or not as important as this is, if I had caught the ball, I would have gave it to a kid, the nearest kid that was next to me. That's what I would have done.
Well, unless if it was a historic home run. If it was a historic home run, I don't think I would have gave it to anybody but for the player itself.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But that's what I said. If it was just like a home run that didn't really have any prestige to it,
right,
I probably would have, I'd do it that way. Besides, I'm too old to get out there and catch a ball and say, yeah, I'm too old for that kind of crap. Okay, I guess we'll catch you tomorrow.
Catch me tomorrow, yes.
Regular time?
Probably around to 10:05, 10:10 mark. Yeah, because I got something I got to be pulled away for. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll call you.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. We'll do that then. We'll see you then.
All right. Take care.
All right, take care. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Brian Camp. Latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. And he's here every Friday, every Thursday at this time. He'll be here tomorrow too. Possibly earlier because he does the 2020 feature, 20 past the hour. And DJ Pete comes in 20 to the hour with updates, and he talks about entertainment and recites all of those birthdays of people of notoriety who have been around, who are living and who are not living. He does that. That's all coming in. So we'll see Brian tomorrow. Yeah, I think I would have gave the ball back to Aaron Judge, of course, that out of respect, because, that's an important thing. That's something that he did. He worked hard for it. And, I would have gave it back to him, And like I said, if I caught a home run or a foul ball, I would have gave it to a kid, the nearest kid that's next to me, whoever it is, because kids, they come for that kind of thing. They like that. They like being out there and in the box seats. It's close to the play as they can possibly get, and they like to cheer them on. And foul ball, I hate. You've probably seen those videos on YouTube. There was one video, and every once in a while it will resurface. The guy is sitting in the stand. So this foul ball comes up, comes into the stands, and the kid is got his glove out, ready to catch it, and some stupid adult pulls the ball out of his hand and sits back down. You ever seen that video? It comes and goes. The video comes and goes. And every time I see that video, I say, like I like to get my hands on that guy. A young kid almost had the ball, had his glove. He's ready to catch the ball. And this guy comes and grabs the ball before the ball hits his mitt and sits down. And he's sitting next to his girlfriend or his wife, and his other friends go, golly gee. Boy, some just don't know how to grow up. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, the name of the show is called Talk Back Live. My name is Frank Allan, and I'll be with you until the top of the hour. And of course, you can get involved with us if you have anything to say in particular. By all means, it's open, it's free, and all you have to do is just type in. I will see you on the big screen and entertain all of you, however, okay? And make sure that you get your friends along with us. In the meantime, on this day in history, 1921, the Music Box Theater opens on 45th Street, West 45th Street, New York City. It was built by theatrical producer Sam H. Harris for Irving Berlin's musical review, the Music Box written especially for that venue. On this day in history, in 1949, WFMY TV, that's a TV station, right? Obviously a TV station, WFMY TV, Channel 2, that came out of Greensboro, High Point, North Carolina, and that's a CBS station, and they broadcast for the very first time back in 1941. On this day in history, 1957, the Western Maverick premieres on ABC television with James Garner. On this day in history, 1962, Bob Dylan plays Carnegie Hall in New York City. Back in 1964, Jerry Bach and Shelton Harnick's musical Fiddle on the Roof, starring Zero Montel. And that opens at the Imperial Theater in New York City for 3,242 performances. Back in 1964, The Man from U.N.C.L.E. premieres starring Robert Vaughn and David McCallum. That was on NBC TV. Back in 1970, US President Richard Nixon, I want to make things perfectly clear. Richard Nixon requests 1,000 new FBI agents for college campuses. Back in 1973, Henry Kissinger, sworn in as America's first Jewish Secretary of State, succeeds William Rogers. Back in 1975, second assassination attempt on US President Gerald Ford by Sarah Jane Moore. It failed. She tried it in San Francisco. Back in 1976, Charlie's Angels, starring Farrah Fawcett and Kate Jackson, and along with Jacqueline Smith, that debuts. Back in 1980, John Lennon and Yoko Ono signed a recording contract with Geffen's Records. Back in 1981, Sandra Day O'Connor appointed to US Supreme Court. Back in 1982, San Francisco's cable cars, they made their final run before closing down for 20 months. Back in 1982, sitcom Family Ties, starring Michael J. Fox, premieres on NBC. In 1983, the Everly Brothers reunite after 10 years apart in a concert at the Royal Albert Hall in London. And back in 1985, first Farm Aid benefit concert campaign in Illinois, organized by Willie Nelson and Neil Young, along with John Mellencamp. Performers also include Bob Dylan, Tom Petty, Billy Joel, B.B. King, Hoyt Axton, Joni Mitchell, Ricky Lee Jones, and Emmylou Harris. Back in 1987, US TV, the US TV series Full House, starring Bob Saget and John Stamos, debuts. Back in 1989, Baywatch, starring David Hasselhoff and Pamela Anderson, debuts on NBC. Back in 1994, Friends TV sitcom, All of This Stuff Is TV, created by David Crane and Marta Kaufman, debuts on NBC, starring Jennifer Aniston, Courtney Cox, Lisa Kudrow, Matt McBlank, let's see who, Matthew Perry and David Schwimmer too. Back in 1997, Elton John releases Candle in the Wind. In 1997, a tribute to Princess Diana of Wales in the USA. That's when it was done there. In 1999, the 33rd Country Music Association Award goes to Shania Twain, Martina McBride, and Tim McGraw. Back in 1999, The West Wing, created by Allan Sorkin and starring Martin Sheen, Rob Lowe, and Richard Schiff. It debuts on NBC. Back in 2004, TV series Veronica Mars. Remember Veronica Mars? That was created by Rob Thomas and it starred Christian Bell, and that premiered on UPN in the USA. 2009, that's the year, crime drama, NCIS LA, starring Chris McDonald, LL Cool J, and Daniela Raw, and that premiered on CBS. In 2018, singer Rihanna was appointed as ambassador to Barbados. Actor Paul Muni was born on this day in 1895. He was born in the Ukraine, and he died on August 25th, 1967, at the age of 71 from heart disease. 1943, Toni Basil, American singer. She did the hit song Mickey, and she was a choreographer. She was born in Philadelphia, PA on this day, and she's 79 years old today. Happy birthday to you. In 1959, singer Debbie Boone, You Light Up My Life. Remember, she was born in Hackensack, New Jersey. She's 66 today. 1957, Lynn Herring, an American actress. She played Lucy Coe on General Hospital. I was watching that today. I saw her on there today. And she's celebrating a birthday today. She was born in Endon, Oklahoma. She's 65 years old today. Welcome to the Senior Citizens Club. 1958, singer Joan Jett was born, and she was born in Wynwood, Pennsylvania. She's 64 today. Italian tenor Andre Bocelli was born on this day in 1958. He's celebrating his 64th birthday today. He's out of Italy, of course. In 1960, actor Scott Baio was born in Brooklyn, New York. He's 62. Happy birthday. 1940, Adventures of Superman actor George Reeves marries Eleanor Needles at the Church of Our Savior in San Gabriel, California. In 1958, film director Sidney Pollack weds actress Claire Bradley Griswold. That's how you pronounce it. Okay, there you go. 1987, Dan Rowan, American comedian with Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, dies at the age of 65. Composer and lyricist Irving Berlin, he died on this day in 1989 at the age of 101. And he died from natural causes. He was born May 11th, 1888. He was born in Russia. And 1996, actress and singer Dorothy Lamour, no longer with us. You know, she played with Bob Hope and Bing Crosby, like movies on Road to Bali, My Favorite Blonde, those kind of My Favorite Brunette, and those kind of movies. She dies of a heart attack back in that day in 1996. And she was 81 years old when she died. Actor George C. Scott died on this day in 1999 at the age of 71 from respiratory diseases. And he was born October 18th in 1927, and he was born in Wise, Virginia. In 2008, Connie Haynes, an American pop and big band singer, sung with Harry James. She sung on some of the Abbott and Costello movies and Abbott and Costello shows, also along with Tommy Dorsey. She dies at the age of 87. In the year 2010, singer Eddie Fisher dies from complications of hip surgery. He was 82 years old. Actor, filmmaker, playwright, and composer Melvin Van Peebles dies on this day. On this day in 2021 at the age of 89. He was born August 21st, 1932 in Chicago, Illinois. And that's this day in history. Now, those of you who have anything that maybe I don't know about that happened on this day in history, and you like to convey that to me so I can convey that to others, please feel free to do so. That's what we do. That's how we do it. Okay, here we are. We're coming up now to 15 minutes to the hour. We have 15 minutes left in the program. Of course, the name of the show is called Talk Back Live, and it's you, me, and all of us together. And we're here only for your, not just your amusement, but just to entertain you and get everybody together. Make everyone as one, as a family. This is a family show, so anyone can watch it. You don't have to worry about bad language here. All right, this is a family show. So little boys and little girls, you could stay up with your moms and dads and watch this show as well. Because well, you may not even be interested, because we go back in time, talk about sports, and you may not be interested in sports, and we talk about old music. No, kids don't want to watch this. They don't want to watch it. Okay, yeah, that was I gotta say this about that kid that gave Aaron Judge that ball back. That was a nice thing that he did. And you know something? What I did. His name is Michael Kessler. Michael Kessler, Kessler, Michael Kessler. And Michael Kessler goes to City College, my alma mater. He plays on the baseball team there. And no wonder he caught that ball. He's a baseball player, you know. Anyway, I saw him on TV when he was being interviewed on one of the local television stations. And you know what I tried to do, and it didn't work out. I looked him up on Facebook. He does have a Facebook page. And I just put a notation on his message board. And I didn't expect anyone to get it back, because as I look at his Facebook page, he didn't post anything for a couple of years. So that just told me that he doesn't really stay up on top of his Facebook. But I just figured I just throw a note in for him anyway, congratulating him and thanking him, and thought that was a wonderful thing that he did. And not only that, I also inserted into the note as well if he were able to come on this show, because I was going to bring him in the sports area. And this way Brian would have been able to talk to him too. And we would have been talking about that. That would have been a nice thing to do. I tried, but I don't think he looks at his Facebook, because you know how you go on someone's Facebook page and you wonder why, you don't get an answer, and you look back and you suddenly realize, well, they're probably not even up on their Facebook. They haven't been in there a couple of years. And he didn't, and I noticed that he didn't post anything for a couple of years. And so that just told me, he's probably not up on Facebook, but I did it anyway, just in case, So I thought, I would have thought that he would be here. It would have been nice to have him along so he could talk about this situation. Anyway, here we are once again, and it's coming up to 12 minutes to the hour. 12 minutes to the hour, that's what we got. Okay, 12 minutes to the hour. It's time for me to give you those movies. Now, I don't have a lot this week. But those of you who like those classic movies, and I know you do, I love those classic movies. I live for those classic movies, And every time I go on Turner Classic Movies, the channel, and I see they have things that I haven't seen in a long time, or I haven't seen at all, and they just interest me. They look great. And every once in a while, they'll dip back into those talking years, the non-talking movies. Every once in a while, they'll do that. I'm not too much up on the non-talking movies. They have the music and, the captions that you could read so you can see what they're saying. That was before that. I'm not too much into that. And I often wonder, when back in those days when they were showing those in the movies and on TV, how the viewer, got along like that. I'm pretty sure they had certain movies that, you were able to hear sound, but I always wondered how they got along with that. You hear the music and it's in fast motion and they're talking. You don't hear what they're saying, so you have to read what they're saying. You know, so your eyes are glued to the screen at all times because you don't want to miss anything when the captions come up. You want to read them. I'm just glad that I can hear sound now. I'm just glad of that. Anyway, we've got the movies. I have one this week. I only picked out one this week. Now, these are only my picks. That doesn't mean there aren't more on there that you may enjoy. I think you will enjoy them if you go down there. But let me tell you about this movie here. This is called Higher and Higher, 1943. This is a Frank Sinatra movie, back when Frank Sinatra was a young, skinny, fresh-faced kid, right? And of course, there are a few other people in there that are interested. Victor Borg is in there. Mel Torme is in there. You know, a few other people. It's a nice musical kind of comedy kind of thing. And I think you'll like it. Higher and Higher, 1943, Frank Sinatra. That's on Turner Classic Movies. You can catch that tomorrow night, Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. We give you all the times Eastern because you can go, if we're Eastern, you're someplace else, you know how to pick it up. So that's 8 p.m. Eastern. It's Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern on Turner Classic Movies. Now, again, that's my only pick of the week, but go on Turner Classic Movies, go through the program guide. You can go through the program guide, you look at it, and you could say, okay, there's a lot of great movies there. I don't know why he didn't pick that. But see, these movies that I picked, they come close to the weekend. So I just want you to know that there are other movies beyond and before that, before the time I picked them up. And they're good movies, and you can go there and check them out. Now, you could watch these movies, the one I just gave you. If you don't get a chance to watch it in real time, DVR it, and you could do so with the other movies as well. You don't get a chance to see them, DVR them, and watch them at a later date. You could also go on Movie on Demand. Now, Movie on Demand, they have free movies too that you could watch. Movies that you haven't seen in a long time, and they span from the 1930s, 40s, 50s, 60s, so forth and so on, up and away. And all of those movies there, you can check them out. Movies, of course, that jogs your memory, movies that you could see 1,000 times, that you have seen 1,000 times, and you can watch it another 1,000 times. That's how good those movies are. You know, you never get tired of watching them. You just keep watching them all the time, right? Just keep going. So much so that you may want to put some in your archives, you know, like I do. So you see that. So you got the free movies. Also, you have the paid movies, which they call pay-per-view. And pay-per-view, every time you see, you know what pay-per-view means, right? So you can watch those. Now, pay-per-view movies, we're about what, $6 or $7, right? And those are the latest movies, you know, movies that already have been in the theater already. And by golly, when they come in the theater, the quicker they come in the theater, the faster they go on TV. And you can watch it. For those of you who want to wait around for that, and you don't want to go to the movies with the ambiance, and some people like to go to the movies and have the ambiance of other people there and enjoy popcorn, peanut, and they look at the big screen. The big screen is up there, right? They like that. But if you don't, your popcorn is free at home, the hot dogs and everything. Well, they're not free. You got to pay for those things anyway, right? From someplace. But you get the idea. You get the idea. And you can see all of those movies there. And there are a lot of great movies, newer movies out there to watch. Watch that. Now, all of the networks are there too. If you like sports like I do, I like wrestling. If I miss a match, a wrestling match, and depending on what network it's on, and if I miss that match that particular night, I can go the next day and watch it on demand. In a lot of cases without the commercials. Now, some keep the commercials in, some don't, you know. But the whole idea is that you can watch it. If you miss one of your favorite soap operas on one of your favorite networks, right? You can you miss that. Let's say if it was preempted. Let's say if your favorite soap opera was preempted. Of course, you know, sometimes they are preempted for whatever reason. Breaking news, right? And you don't get to see it. You don't have to miss it. Go there the following day on that network on demand, and you could watch it too. You could also check out some of the other networks. I remember in the old days, we only had like 3 networks, right? ABC, CBS, and NBC, right? You have networks all over the place. You have the Lifetime movie network. You like those Lifetime movies? Well, see what they have available. Go there and watch and see what they have available there. And see what you like. Whatever is available there, you can watch it. And of course, there are all kinds of documentaries that you probably haven't seen, probably still up there. The last documentary I saw was called The Captain, the Derek Jeter documentary. I haven't looked lately, but I guess I can safely say it's still there on demand. Go there, check it out. There's so many great things you can check out. It's all right there, and all you have to do is it's just like a click away. It's just going to the channel, just click it away, and you'll find them all. They're all right there. So let me get back to the movie. My pick of the week that you could add to your bucket list of movies to watch for the weekend. And again, this one is called Higher and Higher. It's a Frank Sinatra movie, and it's on TCM, Turner Classic Movies. That's tomorrow, Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And I hope you get a chance to watch it. Okay, it's coming up to 4 minutes before we break. 4 minutes before we break. And you know, we already said goodbye to the Queen Elizabeth II. Big funeral that she had this past week. People were glued to their TV sets. People made it out there. People went out there. People from all over took the trip to get a bird's eye view of the coffin as it went by. Procession. So procession goes by. People were there just watching, looking around. And people stayed there for days. They booked. I'm pretty sure hotels are booked all over the place, you know. But people were out there. Some people from New York that I know went out there. People from all over the world, you know, didn't even know the Queen, but they just wanted to pay their respects. People camped out. People lined up for miles. It was a 5-mile line for people to cross. It took them 14 hours from the end of the line. It took them 14 hours to get to where they were supposed to be. 14 hours, you know. People would sleep out in the streets. I'm pretty sure. I don't know, you know, what their arrangements were for facilities, drinking water, showering, and things like that. I don't know what kind of arrangements were there for that, you know, or for food or anything like that. But there were troopers. They were out there. And I've never seen a crowd that huge in my life. You know, I watch it on TV, and watching it on TV doesn't even do it justice. I'm pretty sure if someone came back and told me they were there, and they'll probably tell you it was so massive, you couldn't even see everything on TV. They don't make a camera lens that big or that wide, you know, but people were out there. And again, I'd like to, now we have the king who's instated there. The king is there now. We got King Charles II. You know, he was there along with his 2 sons and the rest of the family in the procession. They were walking side by side. And now that it's over, we gotta focus and pray for the king now. And hopefully that he's going to be okay. And I understand that if anything were to happen to him, I think the next, the passing will go to his son, Charles, I think. Is it Charles? I think, yeah, I think he passed over to his son, Charles. That's what I heard, you know, not Harry. But Harry was there with Meghan. They were all there. And it was something that a lot of people will remember for the rest of their lives, especially people who were actually there. Now, I only knew one queen from the time I was born. From 1952, she was announced. She was crowned in 1952 and spent 70 years on that throne. So my condolences out to the family, friends of the Queen, and to all of the people in the UK. That's going to do it for me, ladies and gentlemen. I enjoyed the show. I hope you enjoyed the show as well. We're going to be here tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Once again, Brian Camp will be with me with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. And he's got that coming up. He's going to get here a little earlier. We'll let you know, but he'll be here. And then there's GJP, 20 to the hour, the second half of the 2020 feature. And he's going to come along with information on entertainment news and recite all of those birthdays of people of notoriety. Other than that, I will be back here next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. I hope you will be here too. Brian Camp will be here with sports, and we'll be here all together. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a good night. So long.
You've been watching Talk Back Live with your host, Frank Allen. The producer is Al Dale. Technical assistance Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce, and I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Talk Back Live.